Hey crew, John Jones here. Today we are discussing a couple TV shows I've been watching, and then we're going into movie review of the new Marvel film, Captain Marvel. um, so that actually keeps it pretty simple. I can never forget this Marvel film. Right? It has the name in the actual title of the film. But yeah, just jumping quickly into a couple TV shows that I've been watching the past week, and it's been a couple. It's been quite a few. Let's see. So the first one I want to talk about is a show that I just finished maybe a day or so ago, called The Order. It's on Netflix, and The Order is a sci-fi witches, werewolves type TV show. The norm, trendy type deal. The only thing I don't believe there were any vampires in it. So generally, anytime witches or werewolves pop up, vampires are usually there as well, but there's actually no vampires, or there's no vampires that I recall. Yeah, I don't think there's any vampires in the show, which is actually kind of cool. Vampires show up in everything basically these days, so it's cool to just get a witch's werewolf type show. I really enjoyed the show for the most part. There are a few things in the show that are slightly annoying. The casting for the most part is pretty good. The performances are good. It's a Netflix show. Netflix has money in like everything, so I can't say that it's like a big budget show with a lot of whiz bang boom pops and explosions and stuff. But you do get it. You get some magic. You get the nice little secret order and who's on what side and who's the backstabber and all that person looks so sweet and innocent, but really is like evil and violent. And actually, I would say the thing that caught me right out of the gate and really kind of got me interested in the show is the first couple episodes start off about talking about ethics and like different ethical perspectives and different things as far as the decisions that human beings make. What do we consider ethical and ethical? Uh, what comes down to just simple human behavior? And then in what cases is what many may consider unethical behavior actually okay? Are there situations like that? So I like those kind of questions. I like that kind of situation. So that caught me right again. And then we moved into the show. The show got good. I did not like the ending though. The way it ended, just I felt it could have been a little bit better. I felt they had the time to really wrap it up in a different way. I assume that they're planning a second season based on the way that it was ending. It's just so some of the questions that they left super open ended. Um, Obviously, they could write themselves out of it, especially if they already have a plan. But it did not leave me satisfied as far as the ending is concerned. But overall, definitely I enjoyed it. I would tell others who like witchcraft type shows, vampire, werewolf, all that kind of sci-fi type deal, um, to watch it. They probably enjoy it as well. The other show, the second season just got added to Netflix. I believe it is actually an Australian show, uh, but Secret City season two. I really enjoyed the first season of Secret City. I did not like the first episode of season two, but once the show got going, it really got going. Now the thing is, it's definitely a slow, brooding type drama where you're trying to uncover what's the cover up of the day, and people who probably really should not have the ability to uncover these um, elaborate schemes and elaborate cover-ups manage to do so anyhow. And then other people magically always die and stuff around them, but no one ever thinks to, hey, why would we just not kill this person if we're going to kill people, right? The one that actually ends up solving everything all the time. So removing the goofy plot holes that pretty much every show like this has, because you can't get rid of the main hero character of the show. Uh, it's actually very interesting, and I like where it went. I like the questions that it asked. I don't want to give that away just because you do watch the show. It totally will spoil the kind of one of the bigger reveals of the show. But I did enjoy it. I enjoyed the way it ended. I enjoyed the journey throughout. I just did not like the first episode. First episode was so blah. You know. So slug through the first episode, get to the rest. I believe that the show's only 8 episodes, so it's not like it's super long, but yeah, it's pretty good. The next show I got is Proven Innocent. Oh my gosh! Like I said in my intro video, I love cop dramas and procedurals that are cop, medical, legal. Oh, I love those procedurals, man. I eat them up. I watch so many of them. They just get me. They just get me. But Proven Innocent, a new legal drama. And basically, the premise of the show is a lady who was wrongly convicted uh, was sent to prison. Her and her brother were sent to prison over a murder that they did not commit. And then they went back to trial. They were acquitted on that previous conviction, and then let out of jail. And so now she has a law degree, and she is a partner in a firm that specifically looks for cases where there are people in prison doing time for crimes they did not commit. And this show definitely goes for the tear jerkers, like tugging on the heartstrings. Those I don't know if anyone from This Is Us is also on this show, right? But like hey people, like This Is Us is proven people like it when you throw in a lot of emotion, and really try to make people feel like if you were in these shoes, how would you feel? If this was your loved one, how would you feel? And you're just like, oh man, you get them out. They shouldn't be there. Come on, get them out, get them out, get them out. And I think so far everyone has gotten out. So I am kind of waiting for the shoe to drop, but there has to be some episodes where they don't win. Like, I don't want the winner to always win, but man, how you gonna feel when like someone who probably really deserves to get out still loses? So that's gonna be rough. 4 episodes in, really enjoying the show. Really enjoying the show. I'm not sure how many they are scheduled to get, what the original order is going to be, but I'm there. I'm there to the end. So hopefully it gets a lot of episodes. Hopefully it gets multiple seasons. If it can keep up the quality, I'm there all day. Next one, Station 19 return. If you're not watching Station 19, this is a fighter show. I didn't enter that in the other ones, but firefighter, police, all same thing. So it's a procedural firefighter show. Came back from its mid-season break, and good opening, good return, good mid-season return. Excited to watch the rest of the season, their second season. So another one is Enemy Within. And so The Enemy Within is a new FBI drama. Yes, FBI, like FBI dramas, right? But it's an FBI CIA kind of mashup. A lady has done some treason stuff, but now they need her help to fight the bad guys. So the FBI is working with the person that they really shouldn't be working with because she's a CIA, committed treason and has been in prison for 3 years. And can we trust her? Do we trust her? What's the deal? Did she really do it? Why did she do it? But yeah, about 3-4 episodes in so far, pretty good. So I enjoy the show. Here's like this weird thing though that the main actress does with her mouth, and like, oh man, I am a weird person when watching what actors do with their mouth, because the camera zoomed up in the face, and so you see how they normally do things with their mouth, and just look up. I can't even recreate it. I can't. It just takes me out of the experience every time I see it. Still like the show, still like her acting, but whatever that is, takes me out. Keira Knightley does something similar, but hers involves her teeth and stuff like that. I love Keira Knightley, man. If she's in it, I'm probably gonna watch it. But she also does something with the mouth, man. She's like, no, blur it, something, let me see it less. Anyways, but yeah. So that's Enemy Within. 2 other shows actually just had their finales. The Passage, which I believe was on Fox, and this is a vampire show, right? The other didn't have vampires. This is a vampire show, but like we make the vampires, you know, with viral blood and all the rest of this stuff. I don't want to give it away. 10 episodes, um, so it's a quick show. They get to the point, like they get you started, they introduce people, they give you some background, and then things happen, right? I believe it's set on a school of novels, post-apocalyptic novels, and I believe the show, what they said, actually only covers like the first 200 to 300 pages of the first novel. So I'm hoping they get multiple seasons because where they left the show, I am super excited to see where it goes from there. But yes, I enjoyed it. All 10 episodes, I enjoyed it. I did not know that it was only going to be 10 episodes because I did not pay attention um, beforehand. But 10 episodes, yes, definitely perfect. And like I said, they get to the point. It's truncated. They do it. And the finale came out. I guess it was probably a 2 hour finale. So I got to see both episodes back to back. I was like, yes, I'm glad I got to see it back to back because if I had saw episode 9 and then had to wait for episode 10, oh man, I'm like, no, what happened? Right? I'm still like, what happened? Because the way it ends. But great show. If you haven't been watching The Passage and you like, you know, more sciency but still vampire-y, sci-fi-ish, you know, deal. Just really good show. The performances are good. The chemistry between the actress and the actresses, and there's a child actor who's in there that's doing phenomenal. I think I'm not sure if it's her first major TV show, but if it is, man, wonderful. And then the last one, the season finale of season 2, I believe, of The Good Doctor. And I think it ended on a high note. It ended on a high note. There were a couple of episodes in there this season. The first season was 18 episodes. This one also was 18 episodes. There were a few episodes in there that kind of dragged. It was like, where are they going with this? But I do believe the show ended on a high note, and makes me excited that I assume that they will get a season 3. I feel that the quality is still where it needs to be, and I hope they get a season 3. I'm excited to see where we go from there. So, yeah, that's what I've been watching, and so check those out if you aren't watching already. If you like any of those types of shows, I believe that those are all high quality shows in their respective genres. So, but yeah, let's move on to the main course meal here, you know, and talk about the movie that I'm here to review. So, yesterday night I saw Marvel's Captain Marvel, and man, this is movie. What? How many movies has it been? I swore to myself I would remember to count before I started the video, but I did not do that. So now I don't remember. It was like movie number 20 or something like that. And hey, all the videos are raw footage, man. So I ain't editing it. I ain't going back. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm just gonna give you my opinion on the movie that I saw. So I enjoyed it. Really, I enjoyed the movie. I'm not gonna talk about all the controversy and all the barking back and forth as far as what all the stuff that's surrounding the movie. I don't care about that stuff, in all honesty. I watch a movie to watch a movie and to judge it on its own merits, and that's what I'm going to do here today. Just judge the movie on what I saw on screen, and then also how it fits with the larger MCU. I feel like in most cases you can't talk about MCU movies without discussing some of the other ones, because clearly the timelines and the storylines are interconnected, the characters are interconnected, so it automatically lends itself back to that. So some of my criticisms kind of actually involve that aspect of the movie. But yeah, I enjoyed the movie. So I am going to spoil this movie all the way through. So if you have not seen it and you don't want to be spoiled on things, then you should probably just stop now and just know that I enjoyed the movie. I do intend to probably purchase it at some point down the road, and I recommend others to see it as well. So yeah, Captain Marvel spoilers starting now in the video. If you don't want to be spoiled, okay, stop it. Okay, we're gonna spoil it. Cool. So yeah, movie opens up where she's having dreams, right? She already has powers. She's having dreams, trying to figure out what's going on, and so the movie is already trying to make you think: is what you're seeing real? Is all this a dream? You know, what's the deal? And they have her in some sort of simulation, and in the simulation, the person that she sees is the person that inspires her the most. But she has no idea who this person is because she doesn't have her memories. Okay, so just I'm not gonna go like beat by beat as far as what the movies go see the movie, but like I said, I enjoyed the movie. Sam Jackson, man, Sam Jackson's been gone for like 10 movies, like basically uh, since like Winter Soldier. He's basically he's popped up here and there, but he's been gone, and all of a sudden like the last 2 movies, boom, Nick Fury's back, boom, right? Which actually makes me think that there's most definitely going to be a lot of change up to the main Avengers cast because if they're bringing Nick Fury back in, then Nick Fury has to kind of like pull whatever the new team is going to be together, find that team dynamic, um, and get people kind of on the same page as far as what they need to be doing and who's going to be that initial leadership until one of the actual superheroes steps up and becomes a clearly identified leader. So I believe that that's part of the reason why Nick Fury has been put back into the movies pretty significantly. We saw in the trailer right before the movie for Spider-Man: Far From Home, Nick Fury also is in that film as well. It looks like he's pretty heavily in that film, and while while he may not be in Endgame, we don't really know what's going to be happening in Endgame. He clearly has an influence on Endgame because of the way Infinity War ended with him calling in Captain Marvel. Right, so um, seeing Nick Fury young, young Sam Jackson, you remember that this guy is always kind of look exactly the same. Even though when he's aging and de-aging, he's still like Sam Jackson. But it's great. It's great. Then you see him run a few times, and you remember, oh yeah, he's pretty old. He's a pretty old guy. But it's a delight to see um, him on screen anytime, anywhere. So as Nick Fury, and then there's some pointed Nick Fury jokes because this is early in the career, pre eye patch. We actually see how he ends up with the eye patch. So some additional um, jokes and things, some levity from Nick Fury that we had not seen before he gets super serious like we see in the later years to harden Shield agent. I think the de-aging tech worked really well. There were some weird spots with Agent Coulson where clearly they de-aged him, but just kind of the angle that we were seeing him at with the de-aging tech, you could tell it was a little weird looking, a little awkward. But overall, for the most part, the de-aging tech is working fantastic. And then I believe it's easier to do when you have reference of these actual actors on screen from when they were younger. So, um, but yeah, man, it's very clearly a origin storytelling movie, and I feel like it still has that similar tone from a lot of the origin story movies, which it might be one of the reasons why I really enjoy it more. I really don't like. I'm not saying I don't like. I am one of the more critical people of some of the Marvel movies, especially after Guardians of the Galaxy 1. I feel like the movies just became too comedic, too jokey, too slap bang. What was that? I don't know what the actual word is, um, but it lost some of that cool, serious superhero tone and just became happy comedy hour with some added music. And Guardians of the Galaxy did it really well, but I feel like a lot of the movies following Guardians of the Galaxy did not. I feel like Ant-Man is probably the highlight of the comedic MCU films, but I feel Ant-Man really lends itself very well to that style of movie, Paul Rudd, all that stuff. So I think Ant-Man and the Wasp does that very well. Um, but I don't think any of the other movies after Galaxy Guardians of the Galaxy um, has. And that, like I said, that I feel like that's kind of what really makes Captain Marvel feel really, like I said, not I won't say new, but familiar. It feels really familiar from that Phase One era um, of movies, which Iron Man's really good there. Incredible Hulk's okay. Iron Man 2 and 3 suck. Uh, yeah, it sucks. I like Thor. Captain America: First Avenger. Really, really enjoy that movie. Captain America: Winter Soldier is my favorite. Um, and obviously the first Avengers, really good movie. Um, Avengers 2 sucked. Yeah. So where I would say Captain Marvel falls in, it's like upper middle tier. Um, it definitely better than Iron Man 2, 3, Avengers 2. Um, I enjoyed it more than Guardians 2. I enjoyed it more than uh, Doctor Strange. And I enjoyed it more than Incredible Hulk. So there's quite a few that I feel Captain Marvel is definitely a better movie than. Um, just the performances are great. Brie Larson's great. The lady who plays uh, her best friend, Monica Rambeau, is really great. Oh, the kid, best friend's kid. Oh man, that kid, she's gonna be a star one day. She's gonna be a star for sure. If she continues. She great emotion, great enthusiastic, the ability to change her emotion, range on a dime. You know, she's seems like she's probably 10 or 11 or something like that. I think she did a fantastic job. Like I said, Sam Jackson obviously was Sam Jackson was superb. Um, and Mickelson, not Mickelson, but Mendelsohn, I believe is how you say his last name. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Did really great. Jude Law's a bad guy. But Jude Law should basically always be a bad guy, right? He just has that, like, good looking, but bad, right? He has that, right? So Jude Law's bad guy's really good. We don't get a lot of Gemma Chan, I believe that's how you say her name. But I think having her as one of the Star Force, I believe is the team's um, um, team's name. She does that great, like uh, really serious hot killer assassin type role in that movie. She does it well, very well. Um, and I'm assuming because obviously she's a Korean in the film, so her being blue is why she. But she has like a darker mask over it, which I'm assuming is added. I don't actually think that part is natural. So like that like all adds to like the assassin character. Like I'd be scared. Yeah, I'd be scared that she's gonna snipe me in the back because she snipes a lot of people, and especially in the opening of the film. Um, People running, acting a fool, trying to kill people, and she's. I was like, oh damn, oh my gosh, please don't point a gun at me. No, don't, please don't. So solid film. I do have some criticisms. I have a criticism about basically every Marvel movie. I actually have a criticism about almost every movie. But yeah. So her obviously they made some major changes to her origin story outside of the comic books, and that's cool. Like I have no big deal with that. Lots of origin stories in the movies have been changed from what they were in the comic books because it needs to fit what they're trying to tell in the movie, and that makes sense, right? So that makes that I have no problem with that. I'm sure there's people who are upset that Walter is now Wendy, and that it doesn't seem like Brie Larson's actually Kree anymore. And this is, like I said, this is where my questions are. And this was kind of my criticism. It doesn't really bring down the quality of the movie, but this is where my questions come in at. Is why did they make this change, and does this really affect Endgame? Because if it ends up in Endgame that this is why it's that way, then cool, makes sense. But I don't like having these weird questions about superheroes' origin because superheroes' origin is super important, right? So it seems like she gets her powers from the energy core, which is built off of tech from the Tesseract, right? And so obviously, I don't believe the Tesseract was in that energy core because we see the Tesseract later on Marvel's um, in her laboratory. So I believe it's tech that she develops based off of the energy source of the Tesseract. Okay, and inside the Tesseract is the Space Stone. Okay, so that energy, once exploded, is absorbed by Brie Larson. Okay, about by Carol Danvers, and um, now there's lots of questions as to why her body absorbs it to begin with. Um, obviously, if you're talking uh, the Kree, then you bring in Kree and Kree and humans eventually kind of come into that. And so, does she have any, um, you know, dormant inhuman abilities that makes her absorb? I don't know. Maybe that's the answer at some point. Maybe it's never touched upon. Who knows? But like I said, it's just kind of confusing. Or maybe it's just that the Tesseract energy liked her, and was like, cool, okay, I can come here. And her body accepted it, and it is what it is. It's still super, it's still a comic book. So you have to suspend disbelief when dumb things happen. Um, but so she gets her powers from that. It doesn't seem like any DNA emerging happened with Marvel, which is kind of what happens in the original comic books, which is why she's part Kree at that point. It doesn't seem like that happens. So as of right now, it seems like Carol Danvers does not have any Kree DNA. She literally just has um, Tesseract power capabilities. Okay, which would make sense the if they're fleshing out the storyline to then say in Endgame that um, she's going to have the ability to destroy the space stone. Okay, this is just my speculation, and because we've already seen that Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver basically have gotten their powers from the Mind Stone, I believe it was. The experiments using the Mind Stone kind of gives them their powers, and we see that Scarlet Witch has the ability to destroy that stone. Okay, um, and so we don't know if Scarlet Witch can destroy all the stones, but we do know she can destroy that stone which she has gotten her powers from. So if we're using that logic, which obviously that can change because Marvel switches it up anytime they want to fit the narrative they're telling. Um, so then we could kind of say that, well, if Carol Danvers' powers come from the Tesseract, then she may have the ability to destroy the Space Stone. Okay? Um, like I said, all speculation. So now, going with, I believe Scarlet Witch does not survive Infinity War, if I'm not mistaken. So they need someone who has the power to destroy stone, right? If they're going up against Thanos and they're trying to reverse some things. Um, so all of that kind of makes sense, and I feel like that maybe is the reason why Marvel is saying um, that Carol Danvers is the most powerful Avenger we've seen thus far. Which personally I kind of take issue with. I still feel like um, Scarlet Witch has been completely handicapped every time we've seen her. I want a Scarlet Witch movie because I want them to just like take the chains off. Let's see her power really like go, because in my opinion, I still believe that she should be and probably is the most powerful Avenger. And so I think that that's probably where they might be leading to an Endgame. Obviously, I could be completely wrong because no one really knows. Everything is speculation about Endgame. We have no idea what's going on there. But for them to make such a serious change where it doesn't seem like Carol Danvers has Kree DNA and that her powers are specifically derived from the Tesseract, I feel like that has to have some role in what they're trying to tell when it comes to Endgame, right? It's like I said, Squirrel Part. It doesn't really bring down my enjoyment of the movie because I really did enjoy the movie. But it's just questions that I have that I feel like like I say, if it's answered in Endgame, then it makes sense why it was not covered. But these are kind of things, in my opinion, that should be covered. And so, my other aspect is one thing that I just really don't like about movies is when you can't judge the timeline. Like how many days did the movie? Was it a couple days? Was it 1 day? Was it 2 days? Was it a week? Was it like? I know they dropped a couple things. Obviously, her crash with Marvel. I believe they say it happened in '89, and then she's gone for 6 years. So what? This movie takes place in like '95. They said that after she called and asked for help in the beginning of the movie, that it would take like 22 hours for them to show up and stuff like that. So are we saying that this movie basically took place over the span of 22 to 36 hours? Like, I don't know. It just seems super short for what happened, and the way all the things and all the traveling and all the stuff that they went through. It doesn't feel like that timeline adds up, and it's not like a big part of the movie. Most people won't care, but for me, it's a nitpicky thing. In movies, I don't like it. In my previous movie that I did a review on, A Star Is Born, I'm not sure if I mentioned in that review, but it also irked me that I could not tell the timeline of the story, and I can't tell the timeline of the story in this one, and it grinds my gears a little bit. But minor things, right? So overall, movie looks great. The visuals, it's a Marvel movie. The visuals are awesome, right? The special effects are awesome. Yeah, I think you definitely get what you expect from an MCU film in this film, and it is definitely a quality film. And it is better than some of the ones that they have done recently, obviously outside of Infinity War. And in some retrospects, actually, I would say that it goes toe to toe in many ways against Black Panther. In all honesty, so definitely really good movie. Highly recommend it. There is one scene in the movie. Actually, there's multiple scenes. Goose, Goose the cat, right? Oh my gosh, my cat looks just like this cat. It's my cat Goose. I might call him Goose. Nah, my cat, he's a little baby. Like, there's no way my cat is that powerful for, nah. He acts weird though. He does. So he might be an alien, but he's like a weak alien cat. In the movie they scan the humans. It's like weak. It's like human male, weak, right? Like nothing to worry about. You don't have to worry about a human male. Like this is the lowest of the totem pole. You know what I'm saying? But this cat, you should definitely be worried about. So worry about Goose. Um, but yeah, overall it was good. Now, one thing my significant other pointed out when watching the space battle, when Ronan actually shows up in the film, and actually there's a few people. I forget his name already, but Dominic. I don't know how to actually say his name. I'm gonna butcher that one. But he is on the Star Force team, and we do see him again in the first Guardians movie, right? In that first opening scene where Star Lord is trying to get something from the cave. The person that he fights is this Kree who is in this movie, right? So, like I said, the movie's intertwined. There's linking. He is on the Star Force team with Carol Danvers and Jude Law's character. I've already forgotten his name as well. Whatever. But yeah, he's on that team. So this is the second appearance that we've seen of him, and I don't remember where I was going with that. So I told you raw, guys. This is raw footage. So, anyways, good movie. Funny aspects, but not too funny. There's definitely an important and serious tone that goes to this movie. Definitely takes you back to the Phase 1 era. And I believe one of the better movies. Now, I did want to mention one. There is an important scene in the movie where she's down and out, and it seems like she's going to get beat, and she's just, oh, you're just a human. You can't do it because you're just a human. It's definitely a human beings can rise to the occasion scene. But in all honesty, man, like this better be used as a woman's empowerment clip for the rest of time, because it is a fantastic scene where we see Carol having flashbacks when she's a kid and a preteen and a teen and a young adult, and then obviously back to her. And I feel that the flashes of showing her get knocked down and get back up, and it's just done in that clippy type scene where you're seeing it, and she's like, "Yes." I'm like, so well done, so well done. I hope that that is a clip that young girls everywhere get the opportunity to view and watch and be empowered and you know choose to internalize when they are knocked down, when they are down and out. That they have the ability to overcome, to become. You know, uh, it's something that for me personally, when I was a child, uh, Superman's my favorite superhero. You always get that, Clark Kent and with the arms out and the fight, and just like, hey, when you're knocked down, you can still go, or when kryptonite is there, and so those are things for me when I was a child, and obviously with this movie having a female lead, I think that's something that young girls will get the opportunity to hopefully inspire them when life life is life, right? So life will kick you to the rut sometimes, and things like this, internalizing things like this, allows you to remember that you are bigger than what you may think you are in the moment, and that if you just are willing to get back up more times than you get knocked down, you can make it, right? You can overcome to become. So, um, yeah, those are my final thoughts. Like I said, enjoy the movie. Definitely recommend it. Oh! I'm sorry. Now I remember what I was going to say before. In that Ronin scene, I seen every other pointed out that it's totally Space Invaders, right? And they actually show Space Invaders um, earlier in the movie, right, as an arcade cabinet and all the rest of that stuff. And Space Invaders love the game, right? But the way the ships get released from the main ship, the way she's blowing them up, where the explosions are happening, definitely Space Invaders, inspired. Lots of '90s references, Blockbuster, Radio Shack, old tech, two-way pagers, dial-up internet. Oh my gosh, dial-up internet, nostalgia to the heart. I would never go back to it. It's crap, but nostalgia to the heart. As someone that grew up in the '90s and remembers, all that stuff coming about. So, like I said, movie is definitely a great testament. Love letter to the '90s, um, even to the point where they show a lot of the ugly clothes. The ugly clothes in the '90s weren't as bad as the ugly clothes in the '80s, but still ugly. Okay, but yeah, great movie. Definitely recommend it. If you haven't seen it yet, go see it. Um, I don't think you will be disappointed if you've enjoyed the majority of the Marvel films. Obviously, some of them are not good. Yeah, Iron Man 2, 3, Avengers 2. I'm looking at you guys. Not very good. But the majority of them are very good. I believe that this is one of the high ones, one of the higher qualities in the MCU. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the movie. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the down if you don't like it. I know this is a long review, but hey, it is what it is. Like I said, raw footage, not in and out, not showing it down. It's going up like this, baby. So that's how we do it on my channel. And subscribe if you want to check out more videos. So, see you in the next video.